Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Claire and Me podcast.
I'm Claire.
And I'm Jeremy. And together we are
Claire and Me.
It's been one heck of a day.
Yeah.
How has your day been?
Well, I woke up, so thank the heavens. Sorry, I don't know what that was.
Well, we have been kind of apart all day today because...
We have, which is very strange for us, and like a little bit of separation anxiety, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding. But I definitely do feel, just because we've been spending so much time together, that I feel more attached to you.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. You're not noticing that? You don't feel that?
Well, I feel that, yeah.
Like in you or in me?
No, in both. Because when I'm not here... Well, but, mind you, I go to work every day, and I've been doing that for the past year, so, I feel like I have less of that attachment.
Yeah, and so I've had less of that schedule.
Yeah. But I do feel through COVID we have definitely gone a lot closer, and we've spent so much time together.
Most of it for the best, but I don't know. Yeah.
But I enjoy it.
I know, me too.
But
I also enjoy other people.
Yeah,
and I
know.
want to enjoy other people.
So today, because you're off playing Dungeons and Dragons with your girlfriends.
Who's the nerd now?
Right. And I actually spent some time alone, and having alone time was pretty fantastic.
I know. Well, I feel like you have definitely been missing out on alone time a lot more with COVID.
Yes.
Because pre-COVID, I had a lot more extracurricular activities, and I would be out more on my own. Whereas with COVID, I think it's just starting to change now, because we're both double vaccinated.
Yeah.
So, we can actually feel more comfortable going out.
Yes.
But, yeah, I think you've missed out on a lot more, because sometimes I'm at home by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Often, because I'll work from home.
Yes.
And it's flexible and whatever. But you haven't really... There's been very few times where I leave the house and you're not with me.
Yeah, and... every time that it's just me, I honestly treasure it. And, I don't know why, but when it's, alone time, all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, let's clean the house.
I mean, I love it. I'm like, yes. I get home, it's like, the house is clean. This is fantastic.
Yeah, and so, it's kind of funny because our running joke is, well, I mean, I wouldn't mind if you were a stay-at-home husband.
Yeah, it'd be great. We can't afford it, but it would be great.
Yeah, definitely can't afford it. But, I mean, I would enjoy that. But let's say if something takes off, like YouTube or this podcast or whatever. No, who knows?
No, who knows? Yeah, who doesn't want to listen to a couple of weirdos talking about pickles and D&D?
Well, but, let's say my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So let's say that takes off and I can actually do it full time.
Yeah.
And make money and I can stay home.
Yeah.
Honestly, that would be the best for me. I would love that. But I don't think I would quit my current job though.
No, I know you really like your job.
I really enjoy my job. It is such a great work environment. But the times where you go off, do your thing, and I'm here alone, I just feel a lot more recharged and I have more energy.
Yeah. Okay, so enough about you. So today...
Yeah, so your day, how did that go?
Yeah, well, I went and played D&D.
Yeah.
With my friends, my ladies.
Yeah.
Them bitches.
Yeah, how was that?
It was good. It was honestly, it felt so good. Because it's the first time that I've been able to, sit on a couch with a friend and, talk to them face to face without wearing a mask or anything. And, we shared snacks.
Oh my, what?
I know. I mean, we were still all careful. But, it's not like I'm drinking out of anyone else's glass or anything.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, it was just... It felt so weird, but so good. And yeah, So I had a great day.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I think that's kind of like the neat thing, especially now that we're both double vaccinated.
Yeah.
Or as us Canadians call it, being double-doubled.
No, just you use that.
I want it to be
a thing, though. Double. That means I'm double vaccinated and 2 weeks past. So I'm double.
Yeah.
I just want a double.
And I'm not a coffee drinker, but
I know.
It's just still Canadian. Okay, anyway, I think it's neat because a lot of content that I've consumed have been throughout the beginning of COVID and through till now.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of neat that we're starting this near like when we're actually finding some normalcy.
Right.
And to be like, because like when we're at your parents, like I mean when we go over to your parents when we're social distancing.
We're social distancing, yeah.
But like,
I mean less so now.
So now, like today, like sitting so close, being.
I know, we sat right beside each other.
Yeah, we sat at a dinner table.
I hugged my parents.
Yeah.
Like that's insane.
Yeah, I hugged
weird.
I hugged my mom yesterday for the first time in like forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like that feels so good.
Yeah.
Like I think through this whole COVID thing, it really makes the small things that were so normal mean so much more. Like the small little hugs.
Well, and just like human interaction in general.
Yeah.
Right? Just taking for granted, like going to the grocery store and, you know, talking to the person in the aisle with you. Right? I mean, you like super introverts probably don't do that kind of stuff.
No.
But for those of us that are a little bit more extroverted, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's just like those little things, right? And you miss out on that kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, even as an introvert, like I feel when I do have the conversations with like my friends, people who I'm close with, even people who like I'm acquaintance with, I haven't seen you in a long time. I'm like, talk. I want to talk to you.
I know. Yeah.
And that's not really a thing I do.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's kind of neat because like, I think through this whole over a year, it's just something I've learned to appreciate.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's been good.
Yeah.
You know, it's definitely had some benefits.
Yeah. But the one stressor that I think was a really big thing for me, because when we went out for our friend's birthday party, like, so we went out to a very popular place in our city, and there's just a lot of people walking.
It was an outdoor venue.
It was an outdoor venue, but there are people walking around without masks, and it was...
Yeah, it just seemed wrong.
Yeah, like... I was just like holding my mask so close. I'm like, okay, had to sneak through this large crowd. And on the best of days, I do not do well with crowds.
No.
And I was like...
But like you were squeezing my hand extra hard.
I was kind of panicking.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, okay, we need to find them right now, or else I'm just going to I don't know.
Yeah, you were freaking out.
Yeah. But we found them, and at least it was away from the large crowds. I'll give it that.
It wasn't that bad, I think.
For you.
Yeah.
But for me, because I guess, like, I've been out and about more than you.
Yeah.
And I've picked up on a lot more paranoia when I go shopping, and, like, if there's, like, one person near me, my anxiety just flares up, and I'm like, okay, gotta move away.
Okay, but why is that?
Well, I think a big part of it is because you have CF and...
Don't drag me into this shit.
Well, like...
I'm kidding.
I know.
I get it.
I know. Like, for me, I felt... mostly during the beginning of COVID, I felt like I was living...
Scary and unknown and...
Yeah, I felt like I was living for two people when I went out shopping. Like, if I bring anything into this home, like, that's not good picture.
No, you could have killed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Then how have you lived with yourself?
Well, it wouldn't be me, but like it's just
I know, but you're putting so much pressure on yourself.
Oh, and I totally have put a lot of pressure on myself, and I think I've carried that through this whole experience, and now it's
and you
like
shouldn't.
No, and now that we're double vaccinated, I think that is now a lot less.
Yeah, but like when we went out this weekend, we were together.
I know,
right? And like, I wasn't super anxious. I mean, I was definitely a bit uncomfortable at times, for sure.
Yeah.
But I was nowhere near as anxious as you were.
Yeah. So for me, what I think the big thing is shedding all the weight that I put on myself. Mm-hmm. It's a combination of the crowds and that just was the perfect storm inside me for Friday.
Yeah. And you definitely got yourself super amped up about it.
Yes, I definitely...
And that, I think, was a big issue, too.
Yeah, I got really in my head.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it was kind of a stressful lead up to that.
Yes, there was a lot going on right beforehand, and it was like...
it was super go, and I didn't have enough time.
And you don't deal well in those situations.
No.
That's like... I thrive in that.
Yeah, and me, I'm just... Okay, give me a second so I can breathe, and I didn't feel like I could.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
you could have.
I could have,
because I also check in with you.
I know, and I really appreciate
and I'm like,
that.
okay, how are you feeling right now? Like, we can sit here, just to like take a moment if you need.
Yeah.
Right, because you need that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right, like you need that space and that time to like recenter yourself.
Yep. And I didn't really. Yeah, and I didn't really get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was also interrupted halfway through that because of my bike.
Yes, that whole situation.
Yeah. But I mean, that day's done.
Yeah.
But hey, I lasted an hour.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot.
That never happens.
And I think I honestly think for me to be out, like, that was a really good, good time.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's good to like push our boundaries.
Yes.
And I'm more for that kind of thing than you, right? I'm all about, okay, like, suck it up, buttercup, you know? And just push through and deal with it and face your fears and all that. And that's very much an environment that I put myself in and that I've been surrounded with, right? So that's how I go through my life, right? And I feel like sometimes maybe I push that on you a little too much, but I also want you to grow, right?
Yeah, and I think there's a good balance of it.
Yeah. But I think it's important to always like check in too, right? To see where you're at and how comfortable you are with certain situations and that, right? Just because I'm feeling fine doesn't mean you're feeling the same way,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah. And I think it's funny because for me, one thing that I've always, like, a central theme in my life, like, inside of me that I've always struggled with is, like, I've always been like, okay, be brave, do it, it's okay. And so there's the Owl City song, Be Brave, you know, the one that we listened to in the car.
Yeah.
Like, that one, I stop myself from crying all the time because I know because like I'm like, yeah, I need to be brave, but like there's a part of me that's just like, but I can't.
Yeah.
And it's always been this struggle where I'm like, yeah, like go out there, do something, be something. Well, not be something, but like it's just like in your life, like
you can do it.
I can do it. It's like this internal battle inside of me that's like, okay, no, you can do this. But then there's that other part of me that's like, I don't know if I can.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
So, like, I mean, I'm 29 and I'm still struggling with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also...
It's, you know, there's always something to change and something to grow.
Yeah. And, like, that's one thing I really appreciate about you is because you have pushed me in...
Not physically, let's make that very clear, okay? I know some people who might know me might think that because I can get pretty aggressive at times, and I'm definitely demanding, but I have never physically hurt my partner in any way whatsoever. Okay, thank you.
What was that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, just...
No.
I feel like sometimes people think that I, like, step all over you a little
No.
bit. Because, you know, you're a very sweet, like, more timid kind of person. And then there's me, who's just, like, very... I mean, bossy. I'm, like, an in-charge kind of person.
And I think we need to... Okay, I'm going to be going into this.
Okay,
I think this is a stigma we really need to nip in the bud of this. Oh, I'm bossy. No, you have a big personality. You know what you want. You're a confident woman. And you shouldn't, like, put yourself down in that way. Like, I think...
I mean, I'm not putting myself down.
No, but, like... But I feel like, as a society, we shouldn't see that... Like, as a society, if someone sees that, it's like, oh, well, she wears the pants.
Right. I think that whole... idiom, is that the right?
I guess so.
I don't know, like that whole thing of who wears the pants. No. How about we each put one leg in the pants and walk around super ridiculously? That's how it should be.
Yeah, because
it's a partnership. It's not a one person's dominant over the other. Yeah, like that's not healthy.
Because I feel like I've taught you things and you have taught me things. Because like for me, a huge thing, food.
Oh my goodness, I had to introduce you to so much food.
Yeah.
Which I loved, because I love food. And, like,
yeah.
I mean, honestly, if you couldn't have accepted some food, it would have been over so quick.
Like, I'm so happy that because I remember that was a distinct moment in our relationship where you're like, okay.
When you tried zucchini for the first time?
Yeah, well, hey. Baby steps, but like there were foods I was just like, oh, I don't know if I'm like pad thai, like that first or pad thai.
Yeah.
That oh my goodness, that was actually quite funny.
Yeah.
We'll tell that another time. But like there was other foods that you were like, I love this, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to eat this.
Yeah.
But then I tried it, I was like, oh damn. Okay, this is delicious.
Yeah.
And ever since then, it's just like, okay, let me try it.
Yeah.
And I'm not scared anymore to try foods.
Which is fantastic.
And a part of me goes, young Jeremy, why did you not try all these amazing foods?
I know.
How dare you?
I remember you've like said that before. Like, I really wish I had just tried some of this stuff earlier in life, and I could have been enjoying it for that much longer.
Yeah, like it's just kind of like it's silly, like. And I think that's a lot of the things. It's like I hold myself back.
Yeah.
And I don't need to.
No.
But I mean, I still am.
I know.
But
I help with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just much like me, I think I mellow you out.
Definitely, for sure.
And I think that's like the great balancing act between us is like we work so well together.
Mm-hmm. Well, because we work hard on working well together, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like it came easy. It's not like, oh yeah, this is the perfect fit. We're perfect for each other immediately, you know? No. Like, there was a lot of stuff that we had to be like, okay, this isn't working. What can we do to change this?
Yes.
Like, this isn't working for me. I need this to change, and vice versa, right? And I mean, I think I had to kind of force some things out of you a little bit.
Oh, totally.
But, you know, we worked through them.
Yeah, and we've grown, especially throughout this past year.
Yeah.
Because when we first were dating, that was a completely different relationship.
Very different.
Compared to now, like, you know how people are like, oh, we had our honeymoon phase. Oh, I miss that. I'm like, I prefer this.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, because when we first started dating, it was just kind of casual. We're just like, we're both very much, well, you know, like, I'm enjoying this. Like, I don't have any expectations for it. I don't know where it's going, if it's going anywhere, but, like, I'm enjoying it now.
Much like this podcast.
Yeah. Just like this podcast. So, and I still feel that way.
Yeah.
But I also feel like, okay, you know, like, I can see a future with this person, right? And
well, I hope
see...
We're getting married.
But, and just, like, I can see us being able to work through anything together.
Yes.
Which I think is really important, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see there being, like, any, like, big things, right? It's also not like we have any topics like, oh, I don't want to bring this up, or otherwise Jeremy's gonna like blow up about it.
Yeah.
Right? And
like
I don't think you can go in, like, enter a marriage with that kind of stuff like unsaid, you know?
Yes. Like
we have talked about everything.
Yes. And we align so well on so many things.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, I think it's kind of hard to think of stuff we disagree on.
Well, at the beginning, I would say we disagreed on abortions.
Yes.
And women's rights a little bit.
You think of women's rights?
Is abortion not a woman's right?
Oh, that's true. Yes. Yeah.
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 Yeah, no, absolutely. I know you would have probably still considered yourself a feminist at the time.
Yes.
But yeah, right? Like,
mm-hmm.
And I think that part of that came with your religious background.
Yes.
Right? Like, that's a huge influence on a lot of people's ethics.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
And so that was one thing. We definitely don't disagree on that now.
No.
But that is something that we had disagreed in the past.
Yes.
And just, I guess, religion in general is also something that we disagreed on.
Yeah, but it wasn't like, because, like, I know with some Christians and some atheists, like, they will disagree and butt heads, but we...
Yeah. Well, I think it's a matter of disagreeing with someone, but still respecting their opinion.
Yes.
Right? It's different if you disagree with someone and just can't fathom why they believe that and
mm-hmm.
and dislike them because they believe that.
Yeah.
Right? And I would definitely have that opinion on certain things, right? That there's certain things that I believe in that I would almost look down on other people who don't believe the same as I do,
mm-hmm.
right? Because I feel so strongly about it.
Yes.
But religion's not one of those things because I don't think it's like it's not a core
to who you are.
It's more of like a way for you to be guided through life. That's how, I mean, that's just how I view religion, right?
Yeah.
And because I also have, I don't know, maybe more open view on what religion is and what
mm-hmm.
it can be for people, that helped too.
Yes.
Right? Like, I was like very respectful of your religion.
Oh, yeah.
And even though I didn't agree with really any of it, you know, but I also went through that myself at one point in my life, right?
Yep.
I explored what God and religion could be for me.
Yep.
And it wasn't the right fit, right? It just not something I needed in my life. And I've definitely thought a lot about that. Whereas, right, how some people grow up in a Christian household and they're just like, well, I'm Christian because my parents are Christian. I grew up Christian.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the same for atheists, right?
Yes.
Like, so they don't actually look at religion the same way because they're like, well, I grew up atheist, right? My parents are atheists, so I'm atheist, right?
Yeah.
Whereas it's different if you've experienced kind of both sides, you know?
And I think that's where some critical thinking and a little bit of skepticism can come in and play parts of... Because my journey with Christianity, I definitely did not... I wasn't the stereotypical Christian because I still looked at people and said, like, you're still a person. I don't, like, so what if you believe this and this? Yeah. I'm still going to love you as a person because to the core of who I am, I think what I was taught growing up with Christianity is like that humanistic love for humanity.
Yeah. Well, you're a very non-judgmental person and super accepting of literally everyone and anyone. Like, it doesn't matter, you know?
Yeah, like, why should I hold things against somebody? Like, I want to know what's going on in your life, if there's anything that I can do to help. Like, even if that's just a nice word or, like, I just, like, because, like, that's always been a big thing in my life is I want to do something in my life that will make even just one person's life better. Yeah. And that's a huge thing for me. Like, and if it's through my D&D YouTube channel, through this, like, I want to, like, make someone's life better. Yeah. Like, even if
You've
it's you.
You've already done that!
If it's you! But yeah, it's... And that's how
I'm sorry, I'm super gassy today. Please ignore any little you hear in the background, okay?
And I think that's the core of who I am. I just love humans. Like, even though...
And you've helped me to see that, honestly, because, like, a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I'm I hate people.
Yeah, and I think you've brought that out a bit in me as well.
Yeah.
It's like seeing...
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Like, some people are really...
I'm definitely more of a pessimist.
Yeah, and I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm very optimistic.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good balance.
It is.
Like,
it works
I
for
mean,
us.
working in retail for 10 years...
Oh, well, that definitely, like, ruined your soul a little bit.
That
like,
ruined me so much, where I don't think I liked people all that much.
No.
But there was still that part of me that was just like, but they are still human. And even though in this moment they may be like really bitchy,
yeah,
but they have a life. There's something in their life that has gotten them to this point where maybe they're really hurting inside, and we don't know their story.
Yeah. This is when I'm driving, that's what I try to tell myself. Because sometimes I can like a little bit of road rage, you know, or just like, how dare you cut me off and stuff. And sometimes I'm just like, I just need to take a step back and be like, you know what? Mm-hmm. You need that spot. You go ahead and take it. Yeah. You know, and just right.
Yeah, and yeah, I just love the whole more like treating people with love. Yeah. Yeah. I love you.
I love you.
And I love these conversations. Yeah, so I know we went off on a tangent on about your days. But
yeah,
like,
right?
Yeah, but that's okay.
Fine.
That's fine.
I mean, that's how conversations work.
Yeah, and I think that's something neat that for people listening to this to have, if people are socially awkward. Like, I definitely, beginning of this relationship, was completely socially awkward. Still am.
You still are a little bit.
But
in like a cute way.
Aww.
Share kindness.
Share kindness.
Share kindness.
I like that.
Yeah. It was on my cousin's Instagram.
Oh.
She like did this whole spiel about it.
I like that.
But it like very much because she's in a retail environment. And it was something that's like has really spoken to her and like you know, especially in the hospitality industry.
Yes.
Right?
I like that.
Yeah, me too. I was
something
like,
that we should strive
and
for.
that made like just on our conversation now, I was trying to think. I was like, okay, I remember seeing it because it was like a pink sticker, and they brought it up and showed the sticker. Mm-hmm. So I was trying to remember where I saw that, and I wasn't sure if like we had seen it together because I feel like anything that I see you've also seen. But I was trying to figure out. I was like, oh right, that's where I saw it, and that's what it. And share kindness.
Share kindness.
Words to live by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. Share kindness.
Yeah.
Everybody, remember those words. Share kindness.
Go out today, tomorrow, whenever.
Share some kindness.
Share some kindness.
Yeah, and with that, like, I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Feel free to follow, subscribe, leave us.
Shoot us an email if you like. We have an email address. So
yeah.
If you have any questions or like topics or anything, or you just want to say hi or...
Yeah. Leave an email at claremy@gmail.com. You can find it in the description. And that is the end of the episode. I hope you enjoyed.
You can catch us next time on the Claire and Me podcast. And again, I'm Claire.
And I'm Jeremy.